be there. I know what you want, but it's not gonna be what you like. I know what you want, but it's not gonna be what you like. Cleaning my hands out my bloody fingers. My brain is scattered like the thoughts in my pattern. I'm a lover of a second degree. My Mona Lisa wasn't looking at me. Come on. I know what you want, but it's not gonna be what you like. I know what you want, but it's not gonna be what you like. Throw some salt over your shoulder, baby. Throw up in the bed. It's alright from the bed.
Take a sip.
I hope my audio is coming through here. I'm not on mute, so I should be coming through. But one of and it's not just Emily Armstrong. That whole band, I'm getting emotional. Oh my God. That whole band, Dead Sarah, is so good. Whew. And they gave up their lead singer to take the place of the unreplaceable Chester Bennington, which is very interesting at the end of the day. But here's another one of their songs, because they had their own thing going on, and I love their stuff. Hopefully this works. I think I figured this out. All right, y'all. I've got it locked in, so we're going to watch this. And I've actually had people ask me, they go, why? Again, I'm getting emotional. They go, why are you obsessed with this new female singer of Linkin Park? It's because I was a nu metal rock musician from age 16 to like 29-ish. And Linkin Park was that band you wanted to be. Hit play, go.
No Shazam let you in to turn against. Addicted to the love of ourselves. I'm the weatherman. I take no one else. I'm the weatherman. So come on again. 'Cause no one else cares. Go for the kill, go for the kill. Go for the kill, go for the kill. Go for the kill, go for the kill. Go for the kill, go for the kill.
Very difficult to properly execute those vocals. Very, very difficult. Hit play, go.
Your skin was soft as leather. I'm the weatherman. There's no one else with the dedication. I'm the weatherman. 'Cause I can't. You got the heart.
What up, FLS 360? Not too much. Thanks for showing up. I'm not really trying to do a show. I'm just overtired and really trying to figure out YouTube again and how this all works. And what I'm doing right now in this, I keep getting this call from CDN National Immunity asking about COVID. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be answering that, but yeah, I'm doing well, sir, and I hope FLS 360. I hope you're doing well as well. I'm in the dental lab. I'm doing my thing, but what I'm doing tonight is there's a new singer for one of the biggest bands on the planet. I'm sure you know, Linkin Park, and my favorite band in terms of rock was two. They were Metallica and Linkin Park, and their singer allegedly, Chester Bennington, allegedly passed away. Anyway, everyone knows the story. We can get into it. But they got a girl singer, and she's extraordinary. And this is her previous band that she was in that actually had some notoriety. So I love her. I love her entire music career. And I'm just playing her old stuff so people don't think that she's just some fake that walked in. You know, this ain't American Idol. This is rock bands trading players, and that's what happens in rock bands. And for those who've never played music on stage and touring and talking shit, stop talking shit. Hit play, go.
Without the ache, pretentious thieves have you believe it's theirs to take. Addicted to the love of ourselves, I'm the weatherman. I tell no one else, I'm the weatherman. She got my kill, 'cause no one else cares. Go for the kill, go for the kill. 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 4 years the history we make for the of our fathers.
Gee, I wonder why Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park said, maybe she could be our singer. Because we need someone who can scream. Again, I'm getting all emotional, but it is what it is. Hit play, go.
Chill.
Let's check out some other shit here.
Look at all this. Boring makes this happen. The open water, the salt air, the snorkeling, the fun version of you that dives into adventure without inhibition. You're absolutely 100% certain there are no sharks.
So whoever is left here, JB Rants, I am going to play this next video by the band Dead Sarah, whose singer, Emily Armstrong, Scientologist, who I love. I love her. I love her vocals. And I love this next song. I absolutely love this song I learned by them. The video is full of trannies and gay stuff, which I support none of. And she happens to be a lesbian herself. Doesn't mean I can't absolutely love her music. And maybe one day she's going to change her mind. That's how I look at homosexuality. Maybe one day they're going to change their mind. So the video is loaded with like men in makeup and shit. But the song is amazing, and I'm going to play it. I am going to play it.
Come on, baby, show me your favorite.
And not to interrupt my own role, but anyone who says, "Oh, Jay, didn't you see the devil horn symbolism behind the person who stood in front of it?" Yes, of course. Once you see things, you can't unsee them. I still like the song. I separate. All right.
As addicted as the lips to your cigarette. I'm a lover of a second degree. My Mona Lisa was looking at me to adore ya. Alright. All in favor, take a stand and defend me. I'm so cold and lonely, I could be dead. I know what you want, but it's not gonna be what you like. I know what you want, but it's not gonna be what you like. Cleaning my hands out my bloody fingers. My brain is scattered like the thoughts in my patterns. I'm a lover of a second degree. My Mona Lisa was looking at me. Come on. I know what you want, but it's not gonna be what you like. I know what you want, but it's not gonna be what you like. Throw some salt over your shoulder, baby. right from the bed. Wow, it's thinking of it. Wow, just thought I'd mention I know what you want, but it's not gonna be what you like. I know what you want, and it's not gonna be. I know what you want, but it's not gonna be what you like. I know what you want, but it's not gonna be what you like.
Take a sip of your drink. And now walk out of the room. And done. Thank you, people.
It lays the predicate and the foundation for the development of a weather satellite.
What's going on, FLS 360? I think it's been a roller
That
coaster
will
for
permit
all of us.
man
but
to
since
determine
you said
the-
that first, I assume. And first of all, I hope your family and yourself are okay.
World's cloud layer. And ultimately, to control
I'm saying that.
weather, and he who controls the weather will control the world.
Has World War III already started? How many countries all over the world are already spiraling into total collapse due to the bottom line factor of ecological collapse? What role are weather weapons playing in all that's unfolding? What part has covert weather warfare played for decades, leading up to the dire crossroad we have now reached? From WCBN Radio, the Gateway Pundit, and other sources, Florida Republican lawmaker introduces legislation to ban weather engineering.
I mean, at FLS, I don't want to seem like I'm some distant prick. You know what I mean? You've really supported me and my channel over the years, and hopefully, I've done the same in your regard. So, like, I don't know if you're trying to allude that you're going through a divorce or you got a cancer diagnosis, or you know what I mean? Statements like that worry me. That's all I'm saying. My life sucks right now, but it's going to get better. I can tell you that. I just want to make that clear. That's all.
Amid rising concerns over climate manipulation. From that report, a Florida Republican senator has introduced SB 56, a bill that aims to prohibit weather modification activities within the state. Introduced by Senator Leah Garcia, the legislation targets chemical and technological methods used to manipulate weather patterns, temperature, or sunlight intensity, effectively halting a controversial practice often linked to geoengineering.
FLS, that sounds awesome. Consider sponsoring JB Rants from Boston. I'm obviously being semi-sarcastic, but life is really hard in America in 2024. And I think it would have been a lot better in 2024 if the orange-haired person had won in 2020, because things were pretty damn good about 5 years ago, but they're not now. However, do I live in a mud hut without a toilet? No. Do I have a grocery store that I can go to? Yes. And these are serious questions that we all have to. I mean, we don't even have to soul search towards the fact that I don't want 5.1 billion people around the world starving because the international bankers, I can't say that word, because the international starts with a J and ends with an S. I certainly can empathize with the fact that 5.1 billion people around the world who have been literally starved to death and have their energy and resources stolen by proxies such as the United States, and all of the illegal wars that have been fought, and all of the very, very careful how I say this, the useless loss of lives, not useless lives, but useless loss of lives for the international bankers that starts with a J and ends with an S, the name that no one can say on the internet. I think we need to look at a couple things. Anyway, hit play, go.
The report continues. It specifically prohibits the injection, release, or dispersion by any means of a chemical or chemical compound, a substance or an apparatus into the atmosphere within the borders of this state, aka Florida, for the express purpose of affecting the temperature, the weather, or the intensity of sunlight, end quote. Yes, the climate engineering insanity will be exposed sooner than later, one way or another. This kind of legislation, like that which was recently passed in Tennessee, though impossible to enforce, is still extremely helpful overall in the battle to expose and halt climate engineering. A critical mass of awareness on this issue is the bottom line. If we can accomplish that, so many wheels in this battle will then begin to turn on their own. The fur will fly. The proverbial pitchforks and torches moment, when so many that are even passively participating, even participating in the cover-up, and that is a great many indeed, including matrix corporate media, when they realize they are in fact participating in their own near-term demise. That moment is coming. You can't put this issue in the rearview mirror. It's getting bigger and worse in front of the windshield with each passing day. What continues to do great harm to the cause of exposing and halting climate engineering? The sources and sites that continue to refuse to admit climate engineering is now ongoing, not something that could, may, might happen someday. Sources and sites that continue to pretend climate engineering is just a proposal. Sources and sites that pretend they are fighting climate engineering while actually denying it, while actually pretending that the jet sprayed dispersions in our skies are just jet exhaust. So again, I ask, how do such narratives help in the desperate battle to expose and halt ongoing climate engineering operations? They don't help. They harm. The narrative that climate engineering is just a proposal is exactly the narrative the controllers want parroted. The narrative that we are only seeing jet exhaust, again, exactly the narrative the controllers want to propagate. From the New York Times, the U.S. is building an early warning system to detect geoengineering. This has to be heard, to be believed. Are the powers that shouldn't be laughing it up while drinking martinis behind closed doors? An early warning system to detect geoengineering? Really? How about looking up and taking note of the filth-filled, jet-sprayed skies that any but the clinically blind can see with shocking clarity, and the criminal cabal masquerading as our government expects us to pretend to believe that they need some high-tech early warning system to determine if anything might be going on? Yes, we truly live in an asylum. Any and every so-called scientist that goes along with this kind of idiocy should be held legally and morally accountable for the part they are playing in the criminal climate engineering cover-up. Once this issue is brought fully into the light of day, which it will be sooner than later. The New York Times report continues. In a guarded compound at the foot of the Rockies, government scientists are working on a new kind of global alarm system, one that can detect if another country, or maybe just an adventurous billionaire, tries to dim the sun, a system that would alert American scientists to geoengineering. They continue. Many worry that solar geoengineering could have unintended consequences. Yeah, what could go wrong? What could possibly go wrong with dumping tens of millions of tons annually of toxic nanoparticles, ozone-destroying nanoparticles, hydrological cycle disrupting nanoparticles that completely contaminate everything on the surface? I'll get to updates on that shortly. What could go wrong?
Holy
And many
shit!
worry that it could have unintended consequences. The Times report
Facts,
then
nothing
says,
about the facts. What's
shattering
up?
regional weather patterns and damaging everything from agriculture to local economies. You mean like right now, all over the globe, that kind of damage to agriculture and local economies? The Times then says, so the United States is building a system that would allow it to determine if and when others may be trying
I remember
to
when
tamper
Facts,
with
Nothing But the
Earth's
Facts came around,
thermostat. This is,
and
I don't have the words for this
was
kind of
awesome.
neuroticism from
And
the
I'm
Times
subscribed to him.
that represents the matrix, of course, and spewing out this kind of
But it was right around the
infantile
time I was
idiocy.
getting doxxed.
They then
and all
say the
kinds of
early warning
nonsense.
system for
So I backed
geoengineering
off
is
a
an
lot of
effort
channels just
splintered
because I didn't
across
know who it
federal
was.
agencies
And I didn't want to start
and
fights.
laboratories.
I just backed off.
The National Oceanic and Atmospheric
But I
Administration
appreciate
has
you
the
being here.
device to measure aerosol concentrations and raise a red flag at any anomalies. Really? They're going to raise a red flag? How many times have I covered on this broadcast that NOAA reported, I believe between 2005 and 2015, that the atmospheric aerosol content doubled in that decade, and they had no idea where it was coming from? So when do they sound the alarm? When the planet's nothing but a spinning, lifeless ball of rock? The Times then says, as of now, they assume.
There you go. No, seriously. Facts, nothing but the facts. Thank you very much for being here. Yeah, I know. Well, we'll have to talk more about that, I guess, on another thing. I'm just doing a chill thing right now. But, yeah. People have been lost, and it sucks. The internet got crazy. It got real crazy between 2015 when I started here. It got worse in 2016. It never ended until 2020. And then COVID happened. And sort of my side took over a little bit. We were like, fuck all this. And Alex Jones got like 35% or 40% more popular almost overnight because of COVID, because he'd been saying what I'd been saying, which I probably learned from him, and who knows, 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. It's probably more Alex Jones, especially because he's more vocal in 2020. And then now, over the last, I would say, or not I would say, I definitively say, 2020, 2001, 2022, 2023, people were like, all right, the president of the United States is a senile retard. And a lot of people said he was a clone, and there's a lot of credible evidence towards that, which gave some extra cards in the deck of the hands of the conspiracy people like me, because it's like, well, you guys put him in charge. You stole the election. You stupid motherfuckers. If you're going to steal the election, put Gavin Newsom in there. Put someone in who can talk. Put someone in who isn't that. And now they're seeing the ramifications of that with all the fallout. And I know it's all political theater, and you guys and girls, to be fair, all know that it's political theater. But at the end of the day, it's very, very interesting to me to see the way that these who think that they're elites on both sides, the way that they operate. It's like, they think we're not paying attention to their day-to-day actions. It's rather amazing to watch their disdain for the people that vote for them. which is why I give a lot of credit to the people, and I probably mostly agree with them. The people on the internet who say, you think your vote fucking matters? Your vote doesn't matter. They're selected. They're not elected. They're selected. And I go, I think you're right. So, anyway, back to geoengineering.
Assuming the government scientists they're speaking about believe that solar geoengineering has only been attempted at a very small scale, despite, the Times says, the claims of conspiracy theorists.
FLS 360.
Get your arms around the planetary Truman Show that we live in, that the obvious climate engineering operations going on in our skies, completely altering them from any historical norm, disrupting everything, and we are to still go along with this knee-jerk programmed conspiracy theory mantra. The report then says some 400 miles south of Boulder, Scandia National Laboratories researchers at one of the country's preeminent nuclear weapons laboratories have worked out another part of the puzzle, how to identify the location of an aerosol release. This is further into the land of moronic stupidity. You can't look up and see a plane spraying. They have to have some sort of special technology to detect when a jet aircraft is spewing geoengineering particulate into the sky. Times then says this: the United States is still years away from being ready to detect a solar geoengineering effort, but is on the leading edge. Wow, no words for this. This is far worse than, yeah, we were driving an EV dune buggy on the moon.
All right, I'm going to kick this one.
Well over 50 years ago.
Facts, nothing but the facts.
And we can't go
and
back
FLS
because we lost the technology. And we don't have any films of it because film reels were expensive and no one was using them. So we just taped over them. Those are official statements from NASA.